This is something that has fascinated me for a long time, trying to understand happiness, because at the end of the day, happiness is something that every single person on this earth wants for themselves and for the people that we love. And I wanted to share a simple story that I heard when I was very young, and it left a very deep impression on me. So the story goes something like this. There was a young boy who went to a fair with his parents, and he was very close to his mother. And he kept asking his mother, I want this balloon, I want this toy, I want this food, I want this snack and this sweet. And the mother and he were interacting this way. And it was very, very crowded. So after some time, somehow he lost contact with his mother and he got lost. And when he got lost, some good well wisher, they found this boy and they picked up this boy, and they started announcing on the public address system, and the boy was crying and asking for his mother. And to divert the attention of this boy, this person who picked him up started telling him, would you like this balloon, would you like this toy, would you like this sweet? And all the things that this boy had asked for earlier, this person, adult, offered him. And this time around, the boy was saying, I just want my mother. He was crying and saying, I don't want this. I just want my mother. And this particular thing left, of course, the end of the story, the boy does find his mother. So it ends well. But what impressed me was the fact that we could be looking for all these things, but the one thing that is most important to us, if that is taken away, then everything that we were attracted to no longer appeals to us. So this happiness that is coming from this external things is actually happiness which is already within us. When we look at happiness, there are many factors that make us happy, and we all know that. And I wanted to share something that all marketing campaigns use, and that is that the happiness is in the mind, and they program us for happiness. So what they do is they will show a very happy scene, something that is appealing to their target market. And when we are drawn into that happiness, then they flash their product. So we are relating that product to the happiness, but actually the happiness is there, and then we are relating the product. McDonald's does a wonderful job of this. They are not selling a nutritious meal or anything like that. They are selling a happy meal. So they are creating this happiness for the customers, especially young customers, so that they have lifelong customers. And we can use the same concept for us as well to help program our mind. So when we look at something with the eyes, our eyes are like the input sensors. So we see these things. So I'm seeing all these things here, and the information is taken by the eye and it goes to the brain. But the seeing is done in the brain. So the brain takes 10 to 15% of what the eyes have seen, and then it adds 85 to 90% of what it already has as a memory. Its understanding of what is being sent as information by the eyes, it takes all of that. So it goes through different areas of the brain to pick that information. It combines the two. So 10 to 15% of the input coming in, and 85 to 90% of what it already has as information, combines the two, and then sends it to us as this is what you have seen. And the same thing happens with the hearing. And that is why There is a lot of not so accurate information coming in. When people say, I have seen this, they are actually tapping on 85 to 90% of what their memories are and then merging the two together. Same concept, we can use it for our benefit to program us for happiness. And this is something I have tried, it works. So it goes something like this. Pick something, maybe we will start with the eyes. Pick a nice, beautiful vision, maybe a nature scenery or a flower. I love roses, so maybe you can pick a rose and take that as something you are seeing. And as you are visualizing this rose or as you are seeing the rose, feel a lot of happiness, joyous feelings within you. It can be only for 30 seconds, a minute. Once you do this consistently for 7 days or 10 days, then whenever you see the rose, the feelings will automatically come because the brain is associating the two together. So the feelings will automatically come. And that can pull you out of difficult situations. When you're feeling really down, you just have to think of a rose, and the brain is automatically geared. Oh, rose means happiness, so pick it up. And it works best if you use something natural rather than something artificial. Or it works best if you are not using something like cakes or chocolates, because then we are feeding that addiction to cakes or sweet things. So pick something that works for you, anything, it can be anything, but pick that and work on it for 7 days. And you will find that you are programming the brain for happiness. And even if you don't feel like being happy, just the thought of the rose will immediately, because you have done this work for a few days, will immediately bring that happiness. I've tried this with a couple of visuals, and it works. One of the symbols that I tried was the infinity sign. I love this concept because at that time I was exploring this idea of infinite possibilities that are available to us. And I used to love the infinity sign. And whenever I used to look at the infinity sign, it would make me happy because I'm thinking of all these infinite possibilities. So there was this period of time that I was working for a company. I was doing consulting for a company which had an infinity sign as part of its logo. And whenever I used to go to the reception, there would be this huge infinity sign. And just looking at the infinity sign, I used to feel really happy. And my whole energy and mood used to lift up just looking at that infinity sign. So this actually works. And another way you could use this is when we are scrolling through Facebook or any of the social medias as well. Social media, everybody is sharing things that make them happy. Yes, we also share other details, but most people do share things that make them happy. And the tendency for most of us is to be happy for them. And at some corner of the mind, if we are honest, we will start thinking, oh, so wonderful. I wish I had that. We are not denying them their happiness. We just wish we had that happiness. And the moment that thought comes, oh, I wish I had that, we are actually bringing the happiness down, bringing our vibration and frequency down. So the other way for us to have that happiness is when we scroll through, we just look at, oh, so wonderful, they had that happiness. And we experience their happiness and leave it at that. And the moment the thought comes, I wish I had that, if you can sort of over time work to reduce it and eliminate it. And whenever it comes, be aware of it and then move it aside. We will actually be happy because happiness is just a feeling. So the moment we are happy, whenever others are happy, we are actually having a lot more happiness on our own. It's not just restricted to the things that I do to be happy. Now I have this whole well of happiness, this whole ocean of happiness available to me because all these other people on my feed doing so many things that are making them happy. I am deriving happiness from that as well. So this is another way that we can start working to improve our happiness quotient. I think that's all I had for today on happiness. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye bye. Namaste.